What we are seeing today is the consequence of 4 years of dismantling every system in place to address this with humanity and compassion.
So almost 4,000 children are in Border Patrol custody right now. That's more than during the peak of the 2019 crisis. The Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, called it overwhelming in an email this week. In 2019, you called the influx of migrants at the border a humanitarian crisis. Is this a crisis?
What I called the crisis was the government's response that created the inhumane conditions where we had families and small children outdoors in triple-digit temperatures sleeping on rocks. That was truly a humanitarian crisis. There is no doubt, Jake, that what we're seeing today is an enormous challenge and it's unacceptable. But we also, I think, need to acknowledge that the flow of humanity arriving at our front door never stopped.
What should be the plan to deal with this, with these kids who have nowhere to go?
I toured the Central Processing Center here in El Paso, where they are at capacity, and they are waiting for HHS, the Department of Health and Human Services, as well as ORR, the Office of Refugee Resettlement, to take those kids out of their care, place them in licensed, high-quality facilities, and then quickly reunite them with their families. The challenge, as I kind of mentioned at the top of our conversation, is that these systems were dismantled by the prior administration. So there are fewer licensed, high-quality facilities. The Biden administration is working very hard, HHS and ORR told me and others, to get as many of those licensed facilities online. Pre-COVID, when I toured a number of shelters, I was talking to children who had been in shelters for 3 months, 6 months, for up to a year, while the Trump administration held them in for-profit shelters. The Biden administration has shaved down that time to between 30 and 35 days in a shelter.
We are saying, do not take the dangerous journey now. Give us time to build an orderly, safe way to arrive in the United States and make the claims that the law permits you to make.